Hey guys, Jeff Marples. It's middle of the week, February. Actually, I think it's getting close to the end of the week, Thursday. So, I wanted to give you a little bit of mark update and also focus on some of the listings over in Russian Hill. I try to be a little bit more specific sometimes with regards to the neighborhoods. And today, once again, we're talking about Russian Hill. You know why? Because I think Russian Hill is probably one of my favorite neighborhoods. I'm actually down the street. My office is really at the epicenter of between Russian Hill, Fisherman's Wharf, North Beach. So I'm kind of right there on the waterfront in an old cannery building. I absolutely love it. But I tell you, I go up to Russian Hill all the time, and especially when people say, Jeff, I really want a view unit. I go, absolutely. If you are not buying a view unit, especially if you're in South Beach, what are you buying? You're buying a place to stay. What really is the value of your unit? A lot of times people are going to slap a big value on the view. And I recommend, especially in South Beach, but we're talking about Russian Hill, find something that has a great view if you can afford it. Clearly, that's a predominant wording there, if you could afford it. But today, I'm going to show you some renovated units. I'm going to go through the neighborhood of Russian Hill. And first of all, I wanted to start off with a Google map. Just make sure that you're all familiar. Russian Hill is on the leading edge of the city. We're kind of, north of the baseline of the city. We are, close to Pacific Heights. We're close to North Beach, close to Financial District, Chinatown. It's one of these neighborhoods that I just absolutely love. It's a hillside. You've got a whole variety of real estate, old Victorians, mid-century moderns. You've got some co-op buildings. You've got, your TICs and single-family homes. You know what? The best thing about it is a lot of them have great views. So, that's one of the things that's always my draw. What's the view like? North Beach, you're going to have these views. Most likely, yes, you're going to be looking over at Treasure Island. Or not Treasure Island. You're going to be looking over at Alcatraz, Marin Headlands, Golden Gate Bridge views. But also some of the units like off of Fallon or say Eichler Summit is one of my favorite buildings. You're looking at downtown, so you get these great dynamic views, and I think that, those views I could find also in Nob Hill that are very, very dynamic. When you get down to some of the other neighborhoods, your view plane changes, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew the boundary lines and sort of the things about Russian Hill. I think it really always comes back down to how are you getting to work, what is your daily life looking like, but if it works to where you're getting to the Financial District every day, hey, if you're working at home, that's even better. The nice thing about it is you have areas of interest. It's a neighborhood. It's this classic San Francisco neighborhood. You've got Polk Street right here that has everything that you need. If you want your donuts, if you want a good restaurant, if you want, painting, hardware, whatever it is, it's all on Polk Street. Polk Street is actually one of the longest commercial streets, in the city. It's fabulous. And then you have the hillside, and you go up the hillside, you have Hyde Street, you got your cable car run. You also have like Swenson's ice cream, which is going to drive me crazy. But you also have some of these smaller restaurants, mom and pop shops here and there. And then you get to the other side, on my side, of Russian Hill, you're really right next to Columbus Street. You know what? That is the Italian corridor. You've got some great, great restaurants over there. There's a lot of nightlife. A lot of conveniences. You also have access to Chinatown. A little bit further south, you're on Nob Hill. So the thing is, it's all a matter of views and proximity to things, and that's one of the things I love about Russian Hill. So let me get to some of the pictures, and we'll get to the listings. Clearly we know that, look, right up there, we've got Lombard Street, right? Who doesn't know about Lombard Street? It is actually not the crookedest street in the city, though. You have to go to Potrero Hill on that one. But when you get down to it, it really, it's a beautiful picture. I just pulled these up off of Google. Hey, I'm looking at beautiful views, vistas. It's just a great, great neighborhood. Lots of conveniences. But let's just get to the meat and potatoes here, right? Let's get to some of the listings. Let's save the biggest listings. Well, I guess right here. Let's just start off with this Leavenworth property. Leavenworth is on my side of the or the Columbus Street side of Russian Hill. But look at this renovation, guys. I mean, the reason why I do this is like, look at the killer renovation on some of these properties. It's mind-boggling. Some of the architects, they blow my mind. I mean, I could have some vision of what I would do, but not like this. You know, I think maybe I just need to read up more on some design magazines or whatever. But hell, look at that. That's you're looking directly east there, Telegraph Hill. What does Telegraph Hill look like, guys? And I don't want to mean a fallacy. It is the top of an old fire hose, right? You got the bridge view. I mean, come on, it's just killer. Look at the views, but look at that light fixture. I'm always fascinated with light fixtures, guys. Look at that one. Holy crap. So we're just going to go through. Has some mid-century look to it, but ultra modern. Look at this, the living wall. That's just killer. All staged and nice. I don't know about the zebra rug, you know, I don't like the dead animal, but, you know, what are you going to do? I've seen a lot worse. I've seen bobcats stuffed in places over in Noe Valley once. Just crazy taxidermy. You know what? Taxidermy, guys, doesn't sell. Just doesn't sell. Nice white walls, clean. You know, I think the white is definitely in. It makes people see, you know, feel that the space is larger, but at the same time, it really gives a clean canvas for people to go in there and repaint. But look at this. I mean, seriously, you know, at $10 million bucks, oh, if I had $100 million bucks, I might do it. I don't. We're going to go over a little bit further south on the price point. You know, a little bit older of a house on North Point, right? Classic old Victorian. So you get it all here in the city. But look at the renovated peak on that. You know, crazy angles on it. They did a pretty good job. A lot of volume on their master bedroom. Sometimes it gets really tight, you know, with those, you know, with the ceiling and the roof lines coming down like that. And, you know, this is a nice property, but it's not my favorite of the list today. Look at this, you know, 2 Fallon. This is a studio unit, guys, just a studio. And I know it's not that exciting, you know, studio. Most people might not like it, but you know, for a studio for $700,000, look at the views. You know, it's pretty darn small though. But I'll tell you, you know, one Rincon, if you're looking in South Beach, one Rincon, junior 1 bedroom is going to be the same square footage, you know, and even, you know, depending on how high you are. I tell you, I think these views are better than that. This is a building that has a tennis court. It's kind of a sort of an odd building a little bit, but damn, you get some great views, man, I tell you. But, you know, it's just a studio, so not many pictures. Here's one at 1080 Chestnut, not too far up the street from me. This is just sort of backed out of, you know, Fisherman's Wharf. You know, you're same in the same proximity, kind of, as, but more on top of the hill. As, you know, down the hill you'd have buildings like the Fontana Co-op building. So this is up the hill a little bit, but similar views. Look at, you know, so you get the same sort of city views too. Look at that, dynamic. Look at that. Come on, guys, it's killer. I like the renovated kitchen. You know, I'm not. You have to really look. I don't know if the tile matches real good, but I think it's pretty darn nice. Kitchen cabinets, great. Views are spectacular. Yeah, I believe this is listed with, yeah, right up here. Great building. I have there's an agent that I know that lives in the same block, and great guy. Hyde Street. Hyde Street is one of those streets, remember, it has Cape Car on it. Old classic, but look at the views. You know, you get a lot of that. If you like that, you know, crown molding and that historic feel, look at the old windows. You know, the old bay windows, but great views, guys. You know, older renovation. You got some parquet flooring in the kitchen, but you know, that's the thing. You know, with the older buildings, it's not going to be a new product unless it's fully renovated. And look, this is a perfect example. Look at that cast iron bathtub. Look at that sink, right? So those are sometimes the nuances that you'd have to face when you're looking at some of the older buildings in the older neighborhoods. But here's another one on Hyde Street. I think it's the same building. Yeah, getting pictures of lemons. What are you going to do with a picture of a lemon? It's nice and all, but you know, it's a lemon. Let's go one more. Now, as I said at the beginning, I love the mid-century. So I'm really partial. I like buildings. I like the Fontana. It's a co-op building, but I like just the clean look of it. You know, the Eichler Summit on Green Street, another great building. The biggest and baddest mid-century, if you're out there, Michael, is really going to be the building that you live in, which is 1333 Post Street, or Jones Street rather, which is the Comstock. That building really, really has that mid-century look to it. Just cool as heck. You know, just some people don't like all the wood, but you know, it's classic. You could do some great things to it. But look at this unit. Nice, clean, straight lines, just open. Look at the ceilings. This is killer. So it's a modern renovation. It has that mid-century feel. You know, when I look at the nice big wood walls, kitchen's clearly more modern. Nice white. But look at the views, guys. I don't know if I can get view picture. It's all kitchen. Crazy artwork. I guess the views on that day were a little foggy, but you know, I think it's just, these are the type of spaces that really I like. You know, you've just modern fixtures, clean wood, and there's your view, right? You're living in a space that has views right out over Alcatraz. Nothing's going to get built up in front of you. That is killer. Okay, let's do one more. One more and I'll let you go. So this property, a little bit more expensive, $7 million. This is a unit that's actually been on the market for a little bit of time. Mid-century, smaller boutique building. It's on a sort of that corner going up Taylor Street, just right behind me pretty much. But look at the view. Coit Tower, you've got Marin Headlands, you've got, that would be Angel Island. You got the East Bay. So it's really this sort of standalone building up here. Great square footage. Look at the views, man. I mean, you thought the views were killer on the other side. Look at these. Bay Bridge. So I hope they have some Bay Bridge views at night on this one. So look, you're on the northeastern corner. So you got north views. And oh, I'm sorry, you don't get to get your Golden Gate Bridge views, but you get everything else. You got your Bay Bridge views. Kitchen. I think I'd put a different countertop on that kitchen. But look at that. Not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. Wouldn't you like to sleep there, you know, for $7 million? Anyway, guys, I know these neighborhoods like the back of my hand. You know, Russian Hill, I think is just, it's always been a favorite. Classic, old school San Francisco, great views. Can't go wrong. Got to be able to afford. That would be the thing. And what, as I mentioned, you know, always, you know, look in your environment. You know, look to see how your Saturday and Sunday is going to be living where you're living. You know, are you going to go out and do you want to have those local restaurants to where you really have a sense of community? Because if you do, you know, I think Russian Hill is a great option for you. You know, I mean, you get great views, you get a good variety of real estate, you get your conveniences depending on which side of the hillside you're on. And if you want to, you know, get a good workout, hey, Russian Hill is a hill, so you can walk up and down hills. And I think one of the things is it is all a matter of community, and I want you guys to be happy. So, you know, if you want a little bit of advice and guidance, just give me a shout. Anyway, God, I just wish I had $7 million. I'd buy something like this. But you know what? All my money goes to my kids right now. Great place. Anyway. I hope you had this and stuck around the whole time. I know I'm babbling. Take care, guys. Enjoy, and give me a shout. Talk to you soon. Thanks.